Okay, so hello everyone, very good evening guys, very good evening all of you. So how are you all doing everyone? How are you all doing? How is everything going at your end guys? I'll just give me a minute, I'll just open in your chats, just a minute. Yeah, till the time everyone let me know how are you all and how is everything going at your end and what is everything at your end guys. Just a minute, let me open the chart. Fine, perfect. Okay, fair enough everyone. So yeah, hi everyone, very good evening all of you. I hope you all are doing good at your ends, and I hope everything is pretty good at your end guys. Okay, why is this not working? Okay, so today we will be going through and we'll be learning about this topic. Just a minute. Fine, so today we'll be everyone going through and learning about your supervised and unsupervised machine learning in the details. Okay, I'll be taking you through that all of the things in a short while. But before that, I have these things to let you all know that there's some of the things. Like right away, you can receive up to 50% off within up to your 4 months of free extension onto GATE, CSE and IIT subscriptions. So what do you have to do? You just have to join in the Bhramhastra Plus on the mission batches for your GATE and PSUs 2024 and 25, which is going to start on 30th of November. It means today it already started, right? So this offer is going to end up today in the night only, okay? So you can just enroll it today itself once again, and you can further go ahead and do up the sessions or maybe take up the particular course and go ahead and do up a lot of learning from the same, okay? So what you could do, you can just use up the code which is unlock20, so getting a maximum discount onto the prices of these courses. Okay, so you are having two types of courses, Plus and Iconic. The duration for those goes in like 6 plus 1 free months, 12 plus 2 free months, 15 plus 3 free months, 24 plus 4 free months for the Plus, and again the duration for the Iconic is also same. Okay, very good evening Geek, very good evening. And you are having up a price drop as in terms of what are you exactly saving and how much amount you are saving in different batches with the different durations. Okay, so you can receive up to 50% off with your 4 months of free extension onto GATE, CSE and IIT subscriptions. So what benefits you get in the Plus and the Iconic? Let's discuss about them over here. So the Plus benefits, you get it in the Plus and Iconic both. Okay, high quality printed notes, you do not get them in the Plus, but yeah, you get them in the Iconic. One-on-one live mentorship, you do not get in the Plus, but you get them in the Iconic. And talking about your customized out solving, you do not get that in the Plus, but you get it in the Iconic. So these are how the benefits of the Plus and the Iconic are divided over here, right? So based over your requirements, whatever you require, you can just take up the respective kind of the subscription, either Plus or the Iconic. And again, I'm reminding you that the offer is ending today only. Tonight it is like finishing up, it is ending. So whosoever wants to take up these courses of the Bhramhastra Plus and the mission batches for the GATE, CSE and IIT, sure you can go ahead and take those. Okay. So for the details, you can contact 8585858585 onto this particular number, and you can get in a lot of more details about the same. So talking about your Bhramhastra Plus batch, so batch for your GATE 2024 CSE and IIT, it's starting on 30th November. It already started today. The language is Hindi plus English. It's for the CS and the batch number D. So it started with the operating system, COE and engineering mathematics. Okay, you can just use up the code which is unlock20 UNLOCK20, and you can surely enroll into this particular course. Further proceeding with the mission batch, that is for your GATE and PSUs 2025 CS and IT, that is also starting up today at 30th of November. The language is Hindi plus English, CS, and it's gonna be the batch number F. It is also started with the operating systems and the COA. Okay. Moving further, the people who will be taking the iconic subscriptions, okay, the people who will be taking the iconic subscriptions, all of those people will be getting these list of books delivered to their home within the 15 days only. Okay, so what is like the thing, ki if you take the iconic subscription, so you'll be getting some books delivered at your home like within just 15 days. Right, so you'll be getting the books about the digital logics, operating system, programming and data structure, theory of computation, computer network, database management system, compiler design, computer organization and architecture, discrete mathematics, algorithm, engineering mathematics and aptitude. Okay, so you'll be getting these list of the books over here at your home, delivered up very soon once you enroll into the iconic subscriptions. So yeah, nothing can stop you from chasing your GATE, CSE and IIT dream, guys. So you can just get started with a no-cost EMIs and a 0% interest onto the loan for as low as rupees 3,599 per month. Okay. So in case you cannot completely pay the fee in one go, so not to worry, you can just take this EMI option. You can just go ahead with that. So you get the approval in 2 hours, you get the minimal paperwork and a flexible tenures too. Okay. For more queries, you can just call on to number 8585858585 and you'll be getting all the details about the same. And these are all the Unacademy learners who have already cracked it. Congratulations to everyone on cracking the GATE 2023. So you people can also be the one very soon if you're going to learn about the things, go through the things, study about the things in a very good manner, in a very perfect manner. You will surely be the one very soon. Okay. So yeah, that was what I had in for you everyone to go ahead with in terms of the things which we are providing you at Unacademy. Okay, if there is even anyone who just want to buy the test series where you can practice the mock test for your GATE, DS and AI, okay, in that case you can surely go ahead and you can just use my code which is SHA10 and you'll be getting a off onto the courses which are over there. About the test series, you'll be getting a off and you can just get that at the minimal price. Okay, and if there is someone who just wants to buy the course and who want to take the mock test as well, the test series, and you want the notes also, so you can also go ahead with the code which is SHA10 and you'll be getting a very good off applied over there. Fine. Yeah. That was what first of all I had in to let you know about all the things which is right away going on onto the Unacademy and what exactly we are offering you with a huge discount too. Okay, fine. So yeah, everyone whosoever is here in the class, just you or drop me a hi or yes in the chat box so that I get to know you are here, and we'll be starting in for today in a very short while. So just drop me a hi or drop me a yes in the chat box everyone whosoever has joined in the session over here. Yeah, Rugi, hi. I appreciate that you are over here today. Yes, everyone. Just let me know how many of you have joined. And everyone, I just request you guys, please share this live stream within your friends also. Just right now, so that if they want, they can also join and learn here the machine learning with us over here. Okay, fine. Hey Rohan, I appreciate that you are over here. Hey Go to Tech, welcome. I am really happy to see you again over here. Okay, Divyanshu, how many lectures are going to be there for machine learning? Okay, Divyanshu, it's gonna be somewhat around 15 days of complete machine learning thing. We'll be learning each topic every day from your things from your syllabus of the GATE, DS and AI. So around it's gonna be a 15 days long course. Okay, a 15 days lecture. Okay, so I hope you all got the things whatever I was trying to say. And again, I just request you, if you people haven't shared this live stream with your friends, guys, do go ahead, share this live stream with your friends, and do let them know about to join this particular live session for the machine learning for GATE, DS and AI. Okay, great. Let's start in for today. So yesterday we already learned that what machine learning exactly is. Right, we already learned out yesterday about the machine learning, what ML is, right? Then we looked over that what are the types of machine learnings, right? So the types of machine learnings which we were having, it was supervised, unsupervised, reinforcement, right, and semi-supervised. We were having these 4 types of machine learnings also, right. Even we looked over the classification of supervised learning, that was classification and regression. We learned up till this particular point yesterday. Okay, now we will further classify regression today, okay, because regression is also divided into 2 subparts. So it is divided in a linear and logistic regression. Okay, go to tech. Now, what is more important things in machine learning for GATE, like theory or practical? See, go to tech. Theory is as well important because theoretical questions are over there in your sample papers, and at the same time practical is also important. BC, but the practical is kind of that machine learning is very vast, right? So as I told you yesterday when we started, I told you that you have to make sure that you are remembering that if we are using this, let's say we are using linear regression in any machine in our data, so you should be ready with the answer why not logistic regression, or you should be very clear with in what kind of a data you can use a linear regression. If you are ready with these answers, if you are very clear with these answers, so machine learning questions which you have up into sample paper, you will be very easily able to solve out those questions. Okay, right, absolutely right, Ranveer. Algorithms are more important than the practical. You have to learn about the algorithms because see, it's a kind of a paper, right? You are having multiple choice questions and some theory questions too. So under multiple type questions, it's a little difficult for you to give something to kind of a practical implementation something. So there are the things could be asked in terms of algorithms, or in terms of you'll be given a sample kind of a data and it will be asked at which algorithm will you apply into this particular, choose from these options. So yeah, these are kind of the things which is much can be taken in about your the practicals, sorry, in terms of your theoretical questions of machine learning. Yeah, you have MSQs also, so that is also something where these kind of the questions will be asked. When it comes to asking about the theory or something, so yeah, there you might get something to write in terms of practical or something, might be in that particular case. Okay, see, I'll be letting you know about both those things, right, and we'll be seeing the sample paper too and a lot of practice question too, right. So yeah, under that you will be getting to know about all the things. Okay, fine, go to tech. Okay, let's proceed in guys over here, right, and we'll be learning about a linear regression and the logistic regression, both of the things today. Okay, now there is one term which is known as predictive analysis. Okay, so predictive analysis is something where you have to predict up the result, you have to predict up the things over there. See, first of all, what regression was? Regression was where you are having the binary variables as the output parameters. Binary, or you can just say numerical, right, where you have the numerical variables as the final output. That is what you have in terms of the regression, right. Now, whenever you have to show that relationship between the continuous variables, in that case you use of the linear regression. Whenever you have to show the relationship between the continuous variables, there you use a linear regression, or you will be using of the linear regression wherever it comes about predictive analysis, where it comes about predicting up anything. That is where the linear regression helps you to perfectly go ahead and work for the same. Okay, talking about the logistic regression, so see, it is something which helps you to solve the classification problems, because for classification separately we don't have any algorithm over there, right. So in that particular case, logistic regression is only which will help you to solve the classification problems, right. So there what happens, you are having up the dependent variables over there in the discrete format. Okay, so like kind of 0 or 1. right? And it works with the categoricals also, like 0, 1, a yes, no, a true, false, things like that too, right? So yeah, that is what comes in logistics. So logistics is all about when you are having up the classification problems, right? There you can work with a logistic regression, and apart from that, whenever it comes about you have to do some predictive analysis, there it comes about the linear regressions. Am I clear with this to everyone, guys? Am I clear with this, everyone? Okay, fine, Rugi and fine go to take also. Let's see. Here we are having these three terminologies which we have to remember very clearly. Okay, throughout the complete ML topics we are going through, you have to make sure you are learning about these terminologies very clearly. Okay, fine. Let's start in. Hi, okay, fine everyone. Right, so talking about the dependent variable, right? So here the dependent variable which goes over here is that the main factor in regression analysis, which is like you have to predict or you have to understand, is called a dependent variable. No, Adit, nothing like that is over there. Okay, dependent variables. So the main factor in regression analysis which we want to predict or understand is called a dependent variable. Now see, whenever we talk about regressions, right, so there you are having up a factor, maybe a variable which you have to predict, okay, which you have to predict. That is called as your dependent variable. So whatever you want to predict, that is known as your dependent variable, and that is also known as your target variable too. Okay, that is also known as your target variable also. Okay, so yeah, that is what comes up over here, right? So in the case, particularly you have something which is known as a dependent variable, and that is also known as a target variable. So whatever you have to predict, that simply you say is a dependent variable. Now talking about your independent variable, so the factors like where you are having up the dependent variables, or in the case you have to predict up the value of any dependent variable, that is called as independent. Now see, here is a very small difference between both of these things, right? You have to understand about that. Dependent is where you have to predict, that is called a dependent variable. Okay? Independent is key the factors which are affecting the dependent variable, right? The factors which are affecting the dependent variable, in that case we say it is an independent variable. When our dependent variable which we are having, when that gets affected, that is known as your independent variable, and the factor which we have to predict, that is called as your dependent variable. So dependent variables are also called as target variables. Okay, right, absolutely right, Rugik, like x and y in the axis, absolutely right. Okay, yeah, perfect, that example is quite nice. So yeah, this is what you have, the dependent and independent. Fine, this might be a little confusing, but yeah, try to remember this, that this is what independent and independent variables are. Now talking about outliers, so in simple language we say outliers are the unwanted data. In simple language we say outliers are the unwanted data. So as in talking about like why unwanted data, so let's say I have a data range of the values between 1 to 10. In my data the value ranges from, let's say, 1 to 10, but anyhow I got a value which is 50 or 60, which is above, much more higher than the 10 value, right? Now that is something which is disturbing my complete complete data. That is something which is disturbing my complete data, because the range of my data is 1 to 10. Now if you get something a very odd value from that, that is something which might disturb you, right? It will disturb your analysis, it will disturb your statistical factors, everything it will maybe this disturb out, right? So that is what we say as an outlier, that we say as an unwanted data, right? Which is an unwanted data of my complete in my complete list or in my complete data. Fine. So yes, everyone, are we clear with all these three terms, guys? Are we clear with all these three terms? Dependent, independent and outliers. Yeah, you can see that as extremely unique data also, Ruki. Absolutely you can see. Okay, you can see in terms of extremely unique data. Okay, Aditya. Outlier is that data which is totally different from all other data sets. It can be affecting. Yeah, it can affect you in the outcomes. Absolutely right, go to take. Absolutely right. A data which is very, very different from the other data, that is called as your outliers. Perfect. Now next two terms we are having up. Multicollinearity. Okay. Now see. Okay. There is something which is called as correlated. Correlated means that how are these two terms related with each other. Okay, maybe there is some kind of a relation between the variables. Fine. Now let's say you are having up a data for finding the BMI index, body mass index, right? Now in that case you will have the height and the weight both of the columns. So height and weight are actually related with each other, and the reason is because if you don't put the height, if you don't put the weight, you won't be able to get the BMI correctly, body mass index, right? So yeah, that is what these variables are correlated with each other. Fine. So let's talk about the multicollinearity over here. So let's say we are having the independent variables and those are highly correlated with each other, right? Then that is called as multicollinearity, right? When we are having the independent variables and are highly correlated with each other, that condition is known as multicollinearity. Okay? This is what multicollinearity means. Now, talking about underfitting and overfitting. Okay. Now, when we say that your algorithm works good with the training data but not with the test data, we are having two types of data, right? One data we have training data, other we are having a test data. That I hope everyone knows, right? Training and the test data. So when our algorithm works well with the training data but it is not working good with the test data, then in that case we say it is a condition of overfitting. Okay? Working well with the training data but not with the test data, that is known as overfitting. And in case my algorithm does not work good with the training data but good with the test data, then in that case and in case my algorithm does not perform good with the training data set also and with the test data set also, we say it is a underfitting condition. Okay. So when it is not good with my test and train data, it is underfitting, and when it is good with the train data but not with the testing data, it is a overfitting. Okay. Any example of underfitting and overfitting? Okay. Fine. Let's say we are doing as I took that example of body BMI, body mass index, right? So there we are having a training data. What we did, we trained out, we took a few parameters and we trained out our data completely. Let's say I took 5 rows from my data. I worked completely onto those 5 rows and I trained out my data very well. But when I come with the testing of my data, I took a few other rows, a few other samples from my data and I try to apply that algorithm onto the other rows. But it is not working good. In the case, it is not giving me the results, or in the case, it is not working well with my test data. So there we say it is a overfitting problem. And when I was training up the data, the algorithm which I chose for training my data set, it didn't work good with my training data set and neither with my test data. There we say it is an underfitting problem. So let's say I took that BMI example. So I used a few rows from the BMI. Now in case the algorithm didn't perform well for my training data also and in my testing data also, that is my underfitting condition. Okay, clear with that, Rugeek? Go to tech in both underfitting and overfitting. Can model give 900? Okay, but it is not a good model. Yeah, absolutely. Yes, go to tech, and the reason is because it is not passing up the few of the test cases, or maybe in the case of the training cases also. Okay. Absolutely right. Yes. Okay, perfect, Ruby, perfect. We will learn about linear regression and logistic regression afterwards. Okay, we'll be just seeing about these two things. Not today, we'll be seeing about these two things tomorrow. For today, I'll tell you about the unsupervised learning a little bit. Okay, so now let's talk about the unsupervised learning. Now, when we have up the training of a machine which uses up the information that is neither classified nor labeled, right? In that case, we say we have to work with the unsupervised learning. Unsupervised learning is when you have to train up the machine with the help of the information, with the help of the data that is neither classified nor labeled, right? So the task of the machine is to group the unsorted information according to similarities, patterns and differences without any prior training of data. Now what was happening in supervised? In supervised it was happening that we were given कि you have this image already, you have that already image with you, कि this is where you have to identify the dog and this is where you have to identify the cat. You were already given up the images. But in the unsupervised learning, you don't have anything like that. You are not given with any kind of images or any kind of the things. So into that, the task is that you will be grouping up the unsorted information according to similarities, patterns, which you see in the data. You are not told that you have to differentiate between a dog and a cat. You are not told in the unsupervised learning that you have to categorize between the potato and the tomatoes. No, you are not given over here. You just are given with the data. You have to see about that data. You onto your own have to classify the data. You onto your own have to label about the data. Then based on the similarities, patterns which you see in the data, you do the training of that data. So everything is done by you over here, right? You don't get anything by already as you used to get in the supervised learning. Fine. So that is what unsupervised learning over here is. Unsupervised learning is very useful in sales or marketing. Yes, absolutely right. Go to tech. It's very useful in the sales and marketing portions because it very easily helps you to, based on similarities, patterns, it helps you to figure out the data, to analyze the data, and that is better. It will help you to go through the data. Absolutely right. Now, if the data is not labeled, then how can identify and how we can perform operation on that data or train? Okay, go to tech. Here, the label data means that we don't have any labels into our previous data, which was in the supervised learning. What we were having, right? We were having that cat is maybe we take a tomato and potato example, right? So potato is something which is brown in color, oval in shape. Tomatoes were circle in shape, red in color. So this was labeled, right? We were having these labels about our data. But here in the unsupervised learning, we don't have any kind of these labels. Okay, we don't have any labels. If you see something red in color, classify that or say that as a tomato. No, we don't have anything like that, right? So go to take, this is what labels means. So unsupervised learning now, it works on the data where you do not require these things. It works on the company's data where, let's say, you have to classify about the sales, right? You have to figure out that in the month of maybe February or maybe January, which person did the most sales and about how much increase was there, and things like that you have to find out. This is where unsupervised learning will come into the role. Okay, so supervised is when you have to simply classify up the things, right? You just have to differentiate between a few parameters. But unsupervised is where you have to build in the things from the very scratch and completely work over them. Clear with the same, everyone? Are we clear with the same, guys? Perfect. Okay, under unsupervised learning, okay, fine, Rogi, fine, go to take. Under unsupervised, we're having clustering and association. Clustering is somewhere where you have to group up the customers onto the base of their, onto the main, okay, Aditya, fine. Where you have to group up the customers, or maybe where you have to group up the data based on the similarities or the differences. That is what clustering means, okay? Let's say I say to you that I have a data where I have a data of students. Okay? Now I want to make a group of students, the students which are having the marks, overall marks, which are having the percentage more than 90. That is one group I have to make. Second group, I want to make that all the students which are having the percentage between 70 to 90. Then third group, I want to make the people who are having the percentage between 50 to 70. So this is what I want to make different groups based over my conditions, which is my percentage condition. That is what a clustering is. That is what is a clustering. So here you have to group up the data based over the given conditions or based over the given things which you're having. Okay? And talking about the association, so this is where you can discover the rules which help you describe a large portion of data, right? Like people which are buying this are also tending to buy Y. You know, under the data analysis, there is one thing, this is very much over there, which is if a person has bought this, then that person is tending to buy this also. I don't know whether you have heard about a name which is which of maybe this particular example, which is churn prediction, where a customer is a customer likely able to convert or not, right? So that is what association is. In terms, we say कि if there are people who are buying this particular, let's say who are buying grocery from my store from the past 6 months, right? They are now tending to buy the groceries and vegetables also from my store only. That is what association is. Churn prediction, Rugik, churn prediction is where you are trying to see whether a particular person is likely to convert completely to your store or not. Okay, I'll talk about that sometime in detail afterwards. Okay, so yeah, this is what association is. Am I clear with this, everyone, about the clustering and about the association, both of the things? Are we clear with the same, guys? Okay, Rugik. Okay, go to tech. Okay. If you are clear, in that case, everyone, let me know, do we have any questions for today, guys? Do we have any questions? Do we have any doubts in terms of today? Because in case we don't have any questions or any doubts for today, I'll be closing up this session as of now. Okay? We'll be again meeting tomorrow at 7 p.m. Today it was 8 p.m. because of the things, other things. But yeah, from tomorrow it will be at 7 p.m. only. Okay? So mark up your calendars for the same, guys. And if you just want to buy any course for GATE, DSIT or test series or anything, you can always apply my code, which is SHA10, to get the maximum discounts over the same. Yeah, go to take today because the time has been changed. Right, our time is 7 p.m. but yeah, because of some reasons it had been changed to 8, and further even I have to take a few classes. So yeah, because of that, today only 30 minutes. From tomorrow we'll be having a lot of things. Okay, we'll be going 1 hour from tomorrow. With question. Okay, fine, perfect, true geek. I'll just try to bring in something like that from tomorrow. Okay, I'll just try to bring in something. Okay, Aditya, once we will be discussing about linear logistic regression in detail, na? In that case, we will be learning about those things, the graphs and everything over there only. Okay? maybe tomorrow we'll be learning about the linear and logistic regression. So there I'll be letting you know about the graphs and everything over the same. Absolutely right, Rugi. I completely understand your point, and thank you so much for giving that suggestion too. Surely I'll just try to bring up something that very soon. Okay, maybe from tomorrow, either not from tomorrow, or very soon, I'll be trying to bring that. Go to take, yeah, we will be able to complete, not a worry. Okay, we'll be able to complete. Just you people try to join the sessions daily and leave everything on to me. Okay, just leave everything else on to me. Okay, fine guys. So in that case, thank you everyone for joining in the class. Thank you guys for being here. Hope you might enjoy the class. Even I enjoyed a lot over here today. So thank you everyone for joining in. I'll see you all tomorrow at 7 p.m. in the evening with some more topics about machine learning in tomorrow's class. And do share this live stream with your friends also from tomorrow so that they can also join in and we can just discuss over the things live. So yeah, have a great evening ahead all of you and wish you a very good night and bye everyone. Take care everyone.